Hello everybody, my name is Richard Hyperion, and welcome back to the Wilds of Wildemount campaign. This time around, it will actually be session 34. And joining me today is our lovely Dungeon Master, Emily, Kale playing Brine, Rocky is playing as Edward, Dawn is playing as Soren, I am playing as Moonzik, and Lily, playing as Windchime, is going to give us our recap. Take it away, Lily.
Okie dokie. Last time on the Wilds of Wildemount, the Legati Company took all the treasure and gold from the Solvia family's basement. By planting the magical teleportation rose, we were able to swipe it right out of their basement and into our own basement. We even got to say a quick hello to our friends back on Firewatch Island. But with that, the heist was only half complete, and the Legati Company quickly worked their contacts in Phelan to finish the job by distributing the bountiful treasures to all of the citizens in the city and spreading the message that no one will get away with corruption or overtaxation ever again. After starting a major riot, the Legati Company made a quick getaway to continue their journey towards Allfield. And during their downtime, Soren he admitted that he had a pendant with the soul of the evil wizard who possessed him in the Solvia family's basement. And he also admitted that he didn't want to let it go. It took all of his friends and the trading of a friendly, overly chatty soul to convince him to let the evil one go. And we cast disenchantment on it, and they're pretty sure it got rid of all the evil guy for good. After we set up camp, the party decided to have a drinking contest, and most of us wound up passed out and tipped over. And at the end of the day, while one of the moons was rising, Anemo ran off to be a panther. Yeah.
Very nice. So we pick up, having had a long night of drinking and imbibing many different types of alcohol. You know, the classic pastime.
What are you having us roll?
This is our what's it called? What is it called?
Hangover?
No, when you guys rest
Night
and
shifts?
Long
night
rest?
shift watches. It is now time. It is now time for our aforementioned watches. First up,
yes.
who was taking our first watch? I can't
I
quite
think
remember.
it was Edward!
What?
It was Edward.
Yes? You cold?
You
were
are
the
taking first watch.
Alright, perception check, I'm assuming?
Is anybody taking it with you, or is it just you?
Cold. I can help for advantage.
I think all of us are kind of fucking drunk for the first watch.
So just you and Cole. So
Yeah.
if you and Cole are staying up through the night,
I'm pretty
go
sure.
ahead.
I'm pretty sure Moonzik and Windchime are passed out during their first watch.
You do have an advantage because you're using Cole.
Right.
I mean,
I
that
was
works
gonna
well if
roll
you want to
my
watch
cold
separately.
thing and then my thing.
That's fine.
Separately. Either way,
Oh.
they both exactly got 22.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I got 22 and then I got a 9 on cold. Yeah, never mind.
Regardless, you stay up throughout the night, the first part of it, and yeah, we'll just say that we're gonna say the night moves fairly slowly, with the moans and groans of your compatriots in the background, and the snoring of them sleeping very soundly. you're the first watch, right? So I'm just gonna go with yours since you're already awake. After you wake up the next two people, you begin to lay down for rest, to go to sleep. You close your eyes after doing, your daily organization of your spell book, and lay your head on the pillow. And you close your eyes, and you see a scene before you. An unfamiliar scene. There is a large swath of farmland ahead of you, and it's night. As you look over to the left of your incorporeal form, you see the glow and the roar of a building on fire. Somebody busts open the door and falls out. I know this is a dream, per se, but could you please roll me a perception check? The 10. It's dark, and the silhouetted form of the man who collapses on the ground, coughing and gasping for air. From the right, you see a man in heavy, well-adorned armor and a sword brandished at his side. You hear him laughing, a deep and guttural laugh, one filled with the twinges of madness. As he walks over to the man on the ground, pulls him up by the collar, and whispers something into his ear. You see frantically the man who had fallen on the ground, pushing and shoving himself away from the armored man. Panicked, screaming. The voice is familiar. One you haven't heard of or thought about in a while. It appears to be the voice of Dilliu. And as you see him dragged on the ground, kicking, screaming by this large armored man, your dream fades.
Do I have my spell slots recovered?
Did you use any yesterday? I know you used out your point and die. I think you should have most all your spell slots after the level up. Maybe
I did
less.
use one to dispel magic to
That's
dispel
true.
the necklace, and I did also. Yeah. I'm just wondering if we've long rested already.
Technically, this is the night. You haven't long rested because you're in the middle of your long rest.
Okay. I guess I'll hold off until after the long rest is completed.
Okay. Otherwise, you lay your head back down and resume a fitful night of sleep. Who did Edward wake up for the second watch?
We had agreed it would be me and Soren, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking target practice.
As
You
both Brine and Soren are roused from their slumber, you feel both of you feel the taste of acidity in the back of your throat, and your head pounds.
God, I hate hangovers. Even a full trance doesn't get rid of them. Ugh.
You're telling me.
Drinking water non-stop and it did nothing. How's your head?
Oh, honestly, not so great. I want to go back to sleep.
We don't sleep. Wait, do you sleep?
I can do what I want.
Alright. Oh. No, we've got to stay awake. We can't have a random wham-through attack while we're all asleep. Fuck you, Moonzik. Snoring so loudly I can't hear anything else. Alright.
Well, what do you think we should do to keep ourselves awake?
You see that tree? If either of us can hit it, I'd be pretty impressed with how fucked up we are right now.
Ladies first, then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit with disadvantage.
We are way overemphasizing out, but I love this.
Because you guys.
Yes,
I feel the worst for Wind Chime. The last roll she had was a nat 1. Like, that's bad.
Alright, let's see if it's worse than a 3.
And nat 1. I was kidding! I was kidding!
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is ultimately, it is a tree, but I want you to tell me what happens.
Alright, just... Alright. Got basically a loaded weapon right here. I have to wake up and I have to... Oh shit, I did not mean to fire yet. And I just, you're wildly off course. Kind of jolting myself awake in the process. As I just as this bolt of eldritch energy just smashes into the ground in front of me, blowing dirt into my face. Alright, I'm awake. I'm awake. Alright. Does that count as my shot?
I would think so, yes.
Shit. Alright, your turn.
Well, here goes.
Oh my god!
You have disadvantage.
Wowie.
You take the 10, though.
You take the 10. Tell me what happens.
Let us see. He's going to slowly bring himself up from, like, leaning back against like, I don't know, a tree in the clearing or whatnot. He's going to slowly pull himself upwards before turning over to the tree. He's going to put his fingers into kind of like a two-finger gun, where he's got his two fingers pointing, the other two are pulled back, his thumb up in the air. He's going to say, I will strike the... Pulling his thumb down, he's going to shoot the bolt of light, and he's going to wildly miss and hit a tree way, way far away. Like way in the background. Before kind of slumping back against the wall.
So, you're not much better at right now than I am, eh?
Ugh, I'm just so exhausted.
Hey, I mean, I'm feeling a little bit more awake now. I kind of shocked myself. You good? I'm a little worried about you.
Yeah, I'm doing better. But perhaps we should be paying attention to our surroundings.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's gonna glance over with an eyebrow raised.
All right. Giant white panther.
Oh, I was talking about the will-o-wisps, but that works too.
Well, the will-o-wisps were fun. Yeah, I might have underestimated them, but they were fun. All right, what do I see?
Go ahead and roll me some perception checks.
I'm gonna be
Disadvantage.
focusing more on-
Well, you're awake now. Never mind. We'll forego the disadvantage.
I'm gonna be focusing more on like hearing.
Okay.
Hey, did we roll the same number? No.
I have a +7.
Yeah.
One rolled an 11 and one rolled a 10.
Yeah.
The both of you, settle down, and you, Soren, you kind of close your eyes at some points and listen to the world around you. From the birds chirping, the owls hooting, crickets chirp, chirp, chirping. It's peaceful, calm, quiet. You, however, when you open your eyes, Soren, you notice Brine every so often eyeing you with a look on her face. What's the look on Brine's face, Kale?
I'd say it's genuine concern for the most part. That doesn't mean that's all that's there. The other part is just this unbridled curiosity. It's mostly concern, right? Just there's this curiosity of like studying features.
She's just kind of staring at you. When you make eye contact with her, she nonchalantly looks away and begins to whistle.
I'd totally do that.
He's going to kind of scoff before looking away as well. Anything on your mind?
I'm just wondering about you, to be honest. I like you, you're a friend, and I'm not concerned about anything negative, but I'm concerned that you don't really seem to know who you are, and I understand that to a certain extent, but it's not fun. Also, all this thing about not thinking you have a soul, we all have souls, right? Well, none of us do. Maybe that's just the magical name for whatever construct of a person that they've managed to generate. Still, you're my friend, and I'm worried.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure exactly what I am, but I, or guess I should say, we will figure it out in strides.
Alright. There's one other thing, and this is much less to do with you. You didn't. I guess I never told you, but I didn't realize that this group here that we're part of had that history. It's
History?
less lethal than we've been in the past. Killing the sea captain? That was a jolt.
Must be something before I came along, huh?
Before I came along. It was weird to hear it. Everybody here is so nice, and I mean, hearing from Moonzik that how much he wants to care about the people of his hometown, it just seems so unlike them. And
I definitely see what you're saying, but sometimes you've got to do things you don't want to do.
that's true.
Especially to protect another.
Yeah. Thanks. I am really glad you joined our party.
And I'm glad you were the one who permitted me to join.
Not really sure I had the authority to do that. But I kind of just showed up one day and asserted myself.
As one does.
It seemed to work a little bit better than I expected it to, too. Normally, people are like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck off my ship." They were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Stay on our ship."
Oh, that wasn't exactly how it went down, but alright. We were more like, what the fuck are you doing here? Do you know what you're doing?
Strange, I can almost hear them protesting my version of events right now.
I don't know what you mean, but okay.
Just a thought of how Moonzik would have responded. Also, every once in a while, I just hear wind chime in my head. It's like she never really left.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I also have been hearing some questionable things.
Yeah? Let's share. What random things have been popping into our heads?
You first?
Well, just now I got a random bunch of laughter, and that was weird. I'm not saying it wasn't fun, just weird. And every once in a while, I get told to do something really strange. Like, I was looking at a bunch of dead bodies where we were burning and something said consume. That was fucking weird.
I don't know if that's wind chime.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was wind chime. I don't think that was wind chime either. But, still a strange thing going on inside head, right?
That's fair. Well, now I've got lots going on in my head as well, thanks to an ammo.
Oh,
Kind
God.
of tap the amulet a little bit. But honestly,
Sorry, I'm sleeping. Just kidding, I don't sleep.
but honestly, once I got to my bearings, I really didn't mind. Just a little rattled, but I'm actually quite interested in getting to know this being.
Yeah?
Oh.
Nemo always represented him as kind of weird. Do
I
you,
can see it.
do you mind if I talk to him? He said he was an artificer, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was Artificer Wizard. Oh, I suppose you're waiting for it, huh?
Yeah.
He's gonna.
I'm curious about him. I've heard so much, but haven't actually talked.
He's going to pull off the amulet and hand it to her.
Hello?
I'm getting this back as well, correct?
Of course.
Okay. Just
Hello, Brian. Oh, I've heard you talk a lot.
Yeah, I like talking. I guess we have that one in common, right?
Oh yeah, definitely have that in common. It sounded like you had some sort of question for me. Oh, I will do my best to answer it.
What's it like, being an artificer?
An artificer? Oh, I'm not sure. I don't do much fishing.
God, this fucking accent. Everybody misunderstands me when I say artificer.
Artificer? Yeah, see, I still don't understand what you're saying.
Artificer.
Oh, well, it's pretty good. You get to make really cool magic items. Like the one that has me in it right now. Love a good amulet of mind shielding. What a classic. You get to tinker around, play with magic. It's a lot of fun, applying yourself to certain things. Although I haven't really had much time to apply myself since, probably almost 2 centuries ago.
Would you?
It's not hard to, mess with things and tinker when you don't have hands.
Would you be willing to tell us how to do any of that?
Sure, I can tell you. For a price.
Why do I feel like this is the kind of price that I don't want to pay?
Oh, you might want to pay. Yeah, I've got a lot of knowledge.
Realistically, I keep having people say, "Oh yes, I could do this thing for you for a price," and then they don't tell me what that price is, and now I'm constantly on edge.
Oh, I just want to borrow a little bit of Soren's time.
I don't think that's mine to promise.
You could always try to convince him.
Seems sketchy.
It's
And not like a
I
little
promise.
sketchy. It sounds like very sketchy.
No, it's not at all. Not sketchy at all. I just want to feel things. Do you know what it's like to be stuck in an amulet for 200 years? It's just such a crick in the neck,
God damn
you
it.
know? Not that
Why
I
do
have
I-
one.
Why do I feel like you're referencing something?
Why do I feel like we're getting copyrighted right now?
Uh, anyway. Just
My brother. I'm just kidding. I don't have a brother.
oh,
He died a long time ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, I hated his guts. He was a terrible guy.
Then I'm sure he was a total dick.
Oh, definitely. Total fucking dick.
Alright. Why do I feel like I haven't gotten any information out of this conversation? It's like speaking into a black hole. And I'm just gonna take it off before he can respond and hand it back to Soren.
Soren's gonna slow nod while taking it. Sounds about right.
Do you put it back on?
Yep.
Oh, man, you are so much better company. At least you don't always, like try to poke and prod at every single thing I have to say. Well, I mean, you do that a little bit, but you do it mostly kinder. Anyway.
He's gonna giggle a little bit. Yes, that is a fair point, I suppose. Have you...
He made a fair point. That would be a first.
I dislike that one.
Yikes. Have you thought about anything that I told you?
I have, and I agree. Of course, I'm sure you understand the risk. This is magic that I haven't played with in a long time. I'm sure it'll work out, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm itching, though. Oh, I am so fucking itching.
Well, do remember the one rule.
Yes, I do. Of course.
You will have to wait.
I know.
You're not seriously considering it.
What did you say?
Oh, no, I just thought I overheard you whispering something under your breath. Anyway, is there anything out here in these woods?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I mean, other than a panther that's apparently bit everyone.
True. I'm really glad he's on our side. Well, thanks for letting me talk to him. It was an interesting experience.
Yes, he said the same to me.
I highly doubt that. I don't think I was very kind to him.
You feel Freya kind of like moving around as she kind of crawls back and rests behind you, further away from the fire.
I'm going. Where'd she move? She moved
Just
further
behind
away?
you. Yeah,
just
so that
behind
your body blocks the fire.
I'm going to kind of turn my back to the fire and kind of wrap my legs around her. Just so she's, sitting in my lap.
Yeah.
I don't. Have we talked much about her?
No,
I mean,
she's pretty quiet. She doesn't really like confrontation at all.
she's a pseudo dragon, right?
Yes. At least I think she is.
Those are really rare. How did you come to have a pseudo dragon familiar?
That's a secret I can't tell. At least not yet.
All right. Keep your secret.
I shall.
She starts to purr. Even you can hear this, Brian.
Pseudo dragons purr?
I'm gonna start scratching her.
She gets a stretch with her arms out across your lap.
Digging into my thigh.
Exactly.
Before going back like she did nothing wrong. Ooh. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm gonna go back to petting her.
Your hand gets a little slimy, as you're so used to at this point.
Hold on. Let's go. I'm gonna wipe the slime on I'm gonna wipe the slime on Brian.
Not paying attention to what's going on around the fire, looking around at the woods, doing my job on watch. And then Slick. What
It's
in the
cold.
world is that?
Cold and wet and a little sticky.
Oh god, what the fuck, man? Holy shit.
What? Did you see
What
something?
did you just... What is that on my back?
What?
You know, just because I didn't see you or hear you do it, does not mean I'm stupid enough to believe you didn't.
I don't know what you're talking about. What
Give
are
me
you?
your hand.
Okay, I'm gonna give her my other hand.
Both hands.
Do I have to roll stealth again, or can I just say I wiped the other one off?
Oh, I'm gonna make you roll stealth again. Because she's looking at you.
Fuck.
Yeah, she definitely sees. You gotta wipe. You wipe your hand. Yeah.
11.
She'd be like wiping in the grass before giving it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? You said both.
While you're wiping your hand of whatever sticky, cold, slimy substance is on my back.
What do you mean? I wiped it on the grass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not very good at wiping things anyway, by the way. Your hand is still wet.
He's gonna pull his hand back. You don't know that.
I'm just gonna cast Prestidigitation to clean myself off and then his hand off.
I'm just
You
gonna go
know, humanoids actually don't have sensors in their body that allows them to feel wetness. They only have the ability to sense texture and temperature, meaning that when you feel wet, you're not actually feeling wet. It's just a simulation of what wet might feel like to your brain. a few different types of creatures that can feel wetness. They have these things called hydroreceptors, things like spiders and certain other insects.
Oh. That is quite interesting.
Alright, how the fuck did he come about this information?
He's been around a long time.
Alright.
Alright. With that, you spend the rest of your watch in peace. Before it is time for you to wake up Moonsick and Windchime.
I'm gonna be chaotic. When I'm waking up, I'm gonna wake up Windchime, specifically, and I'm going to take a finger and run it down Freya's back, and then poke Windchime in the cheek with it.
What the
I
hell?
thought you were gonna go with the ear. I thought you were gonna.
No, I'm not gonna go
I
that
thought
weird.
this was gonna go much worse, actually.
Well, Windchime's gonna scream.
You see Nahiri sits up and she like puts her hands into fists like she's gonna fight something.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's cute. She's not a fighter. She doesn't have 6 levels.
So it's gonna jump back. Whoa, it was just a joke.
Oh my goodness, we're in the middle of the woods, Soren. I thought you were a panther.
I don't see the resemblance, but okay.
What the hell is going on?
I
your
was about to wake you up, Moonsick, but clearly, Soren decided to wake up Windchime in dramatic fashion.
He's gonna give a
Whoa.
thumbs up.
You just see like fucking cowlicks coming all out of Moonsick's hair, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, sure."
Next time, just don't touch me with wet fingers.
You're no
Um.
fun.
You can go back to sleep, Nahiri. I'm sorry for screaming in your ear.
I'm used to it by now.
Oh my god!
She wasn't referring to that.
Oh my lord! Save room for Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen,
She wasn't
Jesus.
referring to that. I'm saying.
ladies and gentlemen, this stream and this recording is rated PG-13. Viewers' discretion advised.
It immediately became PG-13 after we started mentioning Jesus.
That's also accurate.
Rated PG-13 for religion.
Yep.
Rated R for religion.
There we go.
But she kind of stretches and yawns and says, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to sleep now. Enjoy your watch.
Oh, I'll miss you.
I'll miss you."
Someone's gonna cringe before going back to bed.
Windchime will take her place by the fire. Perception.
If you guys want to roll that now, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you guys settle in to the last bit of the night, Moonsick, you kind of throw a couple more chunks of wood onto the fire.
There we
And
go.
begin your watch.
That should last us. Oh, joy. Oh, joy!
Uh-oh. 5 on perception.
Wow.
Poggers.
We're
With a
just
combined...
hungover still.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Like, even if we were rolling at disadvantage, like,
I
I don't think we're going to be rolling much lower than that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can always try.
Advantage.
Fine.
He'll die.
Nope, 5 it is.
Goodies.
The both of your heads pounds. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
As the light from the fire is almost blinding.
Oh, jeez. Please, can we turn this down?
The best thing I can offer is if we turn around with our backs to the fire, but
Oh.
we might have to sit on
Oh.
opposite sides of the fire, so we, keep an eye out.
That's true. Hmm.
Which I would, like, as much as it sounds terrible, I wouldn't mind doing it. We can still talk to each other. We just have to not...
Not eye contact.
We
That's
just have
fine.
we just have to not look at the fire, that's all.
Yeah, it'll keep our backs warm. I like this. She'll get up and go to the other side.
Ah, it does feel really good in my back, I will say.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna, whip my tail into the fire, though.
You're resistant to the fire, aren't you, though?
Yeah, but it's still kind of like prickles.
I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wow, it feels like we were in Phelan for forever, though.
We were there for about a week.
Yeah.
Almost 2, actually.
Was it good to see your home again?
It was. I'm glad that we were able to set things straight at long last.
Yeah. I'm sure we improved a lot of people's lives. I just hope it'll last and,
Sure.
won't go back to the way it was before.
I'm hoping so too. Well, I mean, at least Nahiri will be able to move around a bit more now that we're on the move again.
Yeah.
I know she was coming with us, to the auction house and on shopping trips and stuff, but, when we were carrying out business and whatnot, I felt like she was kind of cooped up in the house.
Oh, yeah, I didn't want her to get into trouble or in a bad situation. She's
Yeah.
not, she didn't exactly sign up to being an adventurer the way we did.
I suppose not, but, well, the fact that she took it on and accepted it, she really likes you.
Yeah, I like her too.
It was
I
really
just-
it was really
that's
sudden. You two just started dating, right?
Yeah, well, we met each other a while ago and then hit it off, and then I left right away because,
Ah,
sure. But
well, it's really cool that you two were able to find each other again. That's really sweet.
yeah. Do you have any people of interest?
No, not really in that way. I mean, I grew up with someone training me in the way of the sword, but that's another story.
Oh.
But other than that, no, nothing romantic. I may have had my flings here and there, but no one's more or less to get information for a job.
Mm. Like Brian had to do. Well, maybe someday you'll meet your soulmate.
I'd like to think so. Well, who knows? Maybe Animo's my soulmate.
Really?
Shit.
I wonder where he is right now. Running off in the woods, making panther noises.
Whatever panther noises might be.
You to a scene of a large white panther, like drinking out of a river with occasionally starting to like paw at the fish that are moving in it.
I'm sure. I hope he's safe. I also hope he makes it back to us, one way or another.
Yeah. I believe in him.
I do too. I've got a question for you.
What is it?
Do you ever think back to, before we met Brian and when we first got control of the Wave Chaser?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel bad for it? Like,
The wave chaser?
I mean,
Or-
specifically for Captain Three Earrings.
Oh.
Because, as of right now, you and I were the only ones on deck when that happened.
Yeah. That was a very difficult situation. I sometimes have regret. Like, I didn't think fast enough on my feet when we were doing that. But
I know. It was very difficult.
yeah, we almost all died because of the Shagwin.
I don't know what would have happened if we had lost that fight. I'm glad it ended in diplomacy, but what would have happened had we actually fell down there? But at the same time, knowing the charges that Captain Three Earrings was had on her, it makes me feel a little bit better. But I know I always feel bad for Heidi.
Yeah, Heidi lost the most that night.
And
I
still,
couldn't look her in the eye afterwards.
It's still really hard for me to look her in the eyes some days.
Mm.
I feel like she resents me the most.
You are kind of our captain.
Even so, I took that title after I helped kill the previous captain.
Mm-hmm.
Even begrudgingly so.
We'll probably face situations like that in the future too. I mean, how would you want to go about that kind of stuff if you regret how it happened the first time?
I don't know. I don't know if there was any other way to really resolve that situation. I didn't want any more conflict between, everyone on land and the Saugin.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like what Miles did was the best way to go about peace.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, life is a cycle, and it starts with birth usually, and then it always ends with death. And we don't really know how exactly souls come and go, or where they go, or what they do after they're on this physical plane. but I'm sure 3 earrings is. I'm sure she got where she was supposed to go.
She'll probably never forgive me, but I hope she at least watches over Heidi.
Yeah.
And the rest of her crew, at least. Well, our crew, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But even so. And I know at some point they already know what has happened. Brian and Soren will have to talk with them some point about it.
Oh, yeah. They'll probably understand.
True. It's still not a fun story to tell.
No.
Oh, and, about learning Three Earrings' identity. Please don't tell Heidi.
What about her identity?
Back when, before we went to the auction house that night, I transformed into her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah. Of course I won't. That would only hurt her, and I don't intend to hurt Heidi.
I don't know exactly why I learned the identity, but I have a strange feeling that we'll encounter the Plank King and Darktoe Isle at some point. And that may come in handy.
No, it could be a very handy identity to take on. I remember when the way you used to change how you looked would freak me out. I thought I couldn't trust you for a long time.
Well, I'm glad I've earned that trust. Frankly, I think transforming in front of everybody the first time we all met freaked everyone out. It freaked Brum out the most.
Yep. Oh, it's crazy to think he's never seen something like that before in his old age.
I don't think he's all that old. He has
Well, he had
kids.
gray hair.
People go gray at whatever age. I've seen people in their that's human, in their 20s have gray hair. Brian is relatively young and she has white hair.
Oh my goodness, you're right. She does look
Did
like
you
an old woman.
Damn!
Hello.
God damn!
Hot shot at Brian.
Speaking of
Don't
whites,
judge me by your human metrics.
there's some. I don't know if this is from the hangover or what, but there's some stabbing headache after I said that.
I think some of the mind link still lingers in our group.
That night in the den was a trip.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of white hair and gray hair, I'm probably going to have to start traveling as Jeem again, starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not looking forward to it, but I suppose it can't really be helped.
Mm-hmm. Does it bother you that you can't beat yourself all the time?
It really does. I have so many different identities that I can transform into. Sometimes I wonder which one actually is my real self.
It's not the one I'm looking at, right? Or I'm not looking at, right?
Sometimes I
Still
wonder.
hungover.
Sometimes I wonder. This is the one. This is naturally me, yes, but I don't know.
But it's not the one you feel the most homely in.
It's hard to tell sometimes when you've had to be on the run for as long as I have, for with different identities to get out of situations. It gets to weighing on your mind.
I can imagine. I've never been able to change how I look.
Oh, I'm sure it can be done. I could probably put some makeup on you to make you look differently.
Yeah?
Actually,
I don't know.
and this might be still being hung over. I'm not sure how well the result would be, but what do you say about a little prank we could pull on everyone?
Okay. What kind of prank are we talking about? I should get Soren back.
We could make you look like somebody else. I don't know how we'll hide the tail. Well, actually, I think
I can wrap it around myself.
I was going to say, otherwise, I also have. Yes, I have like a long skirt here. That could work.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like goes into his tent and grabs out his disguise kit and starts rummaging through stuff. Yes, I have something right here, and he's going to pull out. He's going to pull out a long skirt. That would help to hide it at least, but we have to make sure it doesn't like stick out so much.
Yeah, I'll just I'll hold it in. Don't worry. I have a little bit of control over it. It's not. It doesn't have a mind of its own.
All right.
Wags whenever you're happy.
All right. So I'm gonna make you look like somebody else. We'll kind of hide the tail, and then when it comes morning, before everybody wakes up, I'll go back into my tent, and then you just sit by the fire.
Okay. And what should I pretend to? Who should I pretend to be?
I don't know.
I don't want to get Eldritch blasted. Thing.
What if? What if we made you look like Animo? No, that'd be too cruel of a prank.
He'd show back up here. He'd be so confused.
I'm not entirely sure. Otherwise, you can make up a different personality all on your own.
That's true.
I don't think Brian would be the person to shoot first and ask questions later if someone's standing here without a weapon.
Okay, I'm just thinking about that poor chicken.
Soren starts crying in his sleep.
All right. Well, Well, let's talk it over while I do your makeup, and then also the hair, and
Okay.
then we'll get you into these clothes. What the hell am I rolling for this?
Let me just open up your character sheet real quick.
DM, the hell am I doing?
So there's actually a disguise
Oh,
kit
yeah.
tool proficiency.
Uh,
Argue what proficiency you would like to use, or
right.
what
What stat?
you get you. Yeah. So
I would like to think it's probably dexterity, because a lot of this, like, having to do makeup and whatnot's probably, like, ingrained within his memory and within his tool set for so long. He can, like, he just does it really well. Like, he's good with picking locks, he's good with working with a brush.
yeah, fine motor skills. Go
Yep.
ahead and roll me your disguise kit then.
Ah, shit.
It shouldn't be +0.
What is
Actually,
that?
oh wait, what is going on with that? Why does it
I
have?
mean, it's
Why is
correct.
that?
I
It's
don't know why is there
correct,
I don't
but
know
why
why
is there
there's the
+0?
+0 in there.
Regardless,
That's odd.
here's what I'll say. It's not the worst in the entire world, but it's not great. As you begin um, to do wind chimes makeup, you notice that a particularly difficult thing to hide that you guys hadn't talked about was actually her horns.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
um, so you attempt to like look through your bag for a hat that would fit. Oh, your first assumption is immediately, oh, I could just use her hat, but then you're like, no, that's too obvious.
Yeah.
You kind of dig through your belongings, and you find the only hat that would fit over the horns and cover them completely is a stocking. So it's not that you couldn't make do and make things look well. It's just you're limited in what you can do.
It's a little obvious.
You also notice another difficult thing to encounter is
Big tail.
her skin, right?
Yeah.
It's bright red, so if you want to change that color, do you try to change the color of her skin?
I try to, yeah. Or like,
So the
I'll-
makeup is a little thick.
yeah.
What color do you change it to?
That's a good question. Let's go with. I'll make it a pale color. Pale peach skin.
Okay. As you apply the makeup, you notice that the foundation you put on is a little it's real thick. Under close inspection, you can tell that this is wind chime underneath here. Absolutely. Additionally, it's a little rosy. But regardless, you do what you can do in the time that you have.
It's not perfect. You could potentially
But-
pass yourself off
Yeah,
as a
what's
fire genasi, like Edward.
Yeah. Do we have a mirror?
I'm sure.
Actually, I believe you do. Don't you have like
Yeah.
a golden mirror?
Do I?
I think so.
I think you do. Otherwise,
Didn't you scavenge it?
Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, I'm sure Moonsick has one in his disguise kit anyway.
Oh yeah. True.
Wow. That's wild. I barely recognize myself. Do you think the others will buy it?
We'll find out, I suppose. Well, Sauron might look through it. He's pretty insightful.
Oh.
But then again, he might buy into this whole thing anyway.
That's true.
We'll have to find out, I suppose.
All of this happening, you working on her makeup and whatnot. You all barely seem to notice until it's a far too late. That there seems to be some sort of rustling coming from inside your tent, Moonzik.
What the hell?
There's a small clatter.
He's going to pull out both of his daggers and go up to his tent flap. Actually, he's going to go up to his tent flap and then pull out his 2 daggers, and to make sure to. Actually, no, he's going to tell Windchime, "Go wake up the others." It might shock them at first with the makeup, and I apologize for that. But I'm going to try and defuse this right away. Then he's going to run up to his tent flap and pull out both daggers and make sure to twist it a little bit as he pulls it out to definitely make a sink kind of sound, so they definitely know that something's being pulled out of a sheath.
You still hear clattering from inside.
If you're a person in there, I suggest that you come out.
It stops.
He's going to take a step back. Can you understand me?
Windchime is waking up other people quietly.
Who are you going to first?
Probably Edward.
Edward?
Edward, wake up.
What is it?
There's somebody in Moonzik's tent.
Conveniently,
I'm going to...
if I still believe correctly, Brian is also in that tent as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just a second.
Because Edward does not have a tent.
I'm going to summon Cole, and then I'm going to send Cole through to look into the tent.
Okay, Cole quickly dashes up and flies out. You see Cole, Moonzik, fly rather quickly to the flap of your tent. Does not go in, though.
Look through his eyes.
Or do you want Cole to look in to the tent?
Yeah.
As Cole flies right through the flap. Immediately, you see that there appears to be some sort of raccoon chewing on some of Moonzik's belongings. What exactly, you don't really have time to tell. As it screeches, you hear this, Moonzik, and rushes out the front of the tent as it dashes off into the woods. Moonzik, are you going to attack this creature?
If it's a wreck... Oh.
If you get an opportunity attack.
I'm going to throw a tranquilizer dart at it.
Okay.
Opportunity
Go
attacks
ahead
are
and
melee.
roll to hit as I pull up the stats for Raccoon.
Yeah. I'll roll 2d20, and we'll go for bonuses from there. 17 and 13.
Yep, that hits. And then I believe, let me pull up the tranquilizer darts.
I have the whole text copied down on it too.
It's a magic. It's under the magic items section.
Oh, gotcha.
So it needs to make a con save. Let me.
I don't know what the DC
Oh, it has a
is.
+2. It has a +2. It's 14.
Makes sense. It's a trash eater.
It fails. And as you take the dart and well, you can describe it.
I take the dart and I throw it, and it just kind of lodges itself in its hind leg. And, like, it moves around a little bit because it's clearly annoyed that it's in its back leg. It's kind of, like, limping a little bit at first, and then it kind of slows down, slumps over, and just passes out.
Edward, what was it? Do we have to all get up?
I mean, it's just a raccoon. I think we'll be fine. I mean, your stuff is kind of chewed up a little.
My stuff is with us.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Moon Six belongings have been a little bit chewed up, but I think it's not really a cause for panic.
All right. I'm going back to bed then.
Moonsic's going in to investigate.
So as you look in, you see your tent is a mess. With apparently, when you had run back in there to grab your disguise kit, you had left your backpack open.
Oh, no.
And it appears that the raccoon had went through your belongings looking for food in particular. You see you see the at least 4 days of your rations have been completely gone. And while you think you could salvage the other 6 that or have been tampered with, while you think you could salvage them, they have been tampered with by the raccoon.
Right.
So you could eat it, but they were touched by raccoon hands.
There were 6 of them that were tampered with otherwise?
Yeah, 6 that were tampered with, 4 that are gone.
So that's down 10.
Raccoons are very clean.
Damn it. Actually, I do have acorns in my backpack as well. He could probably eat that and maybe salvage...
Acorns cause constipation. I don't know if you know, but, like, that's just a thing.
That's not what I was going for, Rocky.
Oh.
I'm just saying that it is a source of food for raccoons. He could have taken that as well, and maybe one of my...
Yeah, like, would you rather take the
Edward.
fine old acorn or literally jerky sitting in your ration box?
Oh my god.
Rocky?
Are you the DM?
My bad.
Hostility's a little high for just, chatting, but yeah, Rocky, it's probably best if you relax.
Yeah, my bad.
All of that being said, sure, I will give you this pass.
Okay.
It's where one of your
one of the rations was
kits was spared, but your acorns. Damn, he really got into those acorns.
No!
I am so sorry, Windchime says, as she pokes her head through the
Ah, damn it.
curtain.
Well,
Oh, you ate your nuts.
well, the acorns
Also-
are not what I'm worried about. But we'll be to Port soon enough. I can buy more rations.
You want? I can share some rations with you. I've got a couple of extras, and
I've got plenty. I've got plenty right now, but thank you.
so what do you want to do with this sleeping raccoon?
Put him
Is that
further
okay?
into the woods. I don't believe this was anyone using wild shape or anything of the sort, so
Doesn't seem like it.
So I'm not too worried. We can set it into the forest and let it go.
I should mention, it was dark in your tent, Edward and Brian, and you only heard Windchime's voice.
Mhm.
However, when you walk out of the tent into the light of the fire, please roll me a Windchime. Are you acting as yourself, or are you now that they're out of the tent, or are you acting as someone else?
I think, well, at first she was acting as herself, but she might have, like, realized as, like, a moment
shit.
later to stand differently.
Okay, roll me a performance check. Where is it?
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna go perception check for Edward and Brian.
Flashbacks of the wagon wheel.
Damn.
Okay.
I'm actually, I'm not Windchime.
I'm gonna look
She
at
says
her.
straight out.
I'm gonna look at her stocking sitting on top of her
Did
horn.
you say I'm not Windchime or I am Windchime?
Oh, not 20!
I'm not Windchime.
I'm gonna look at these giant stockings on
Guys?
her horn.
Guys, look out! That evil wizard is back and he's taking over Windchime.
Wait, no, I'm not evil. Do not,
She's got-
do
She's got a huge smile on her face. Oh, so you
no,
are
we must
Windchime.
save her. I'm gonna say with a big grin.
Yes, we must save her. How did we do this last time?
You have a
Edward?
decanter of endless water.
I don't. That's a nat 20.
What?
Just saying.
Well, I'm gonna start, like, uttering the incantation for Dispel Magic without actually casting it. With a big grin on my face.
I'll keep her in position so that she doesn't run away. And I'm just gonna tackle her.
Oh no!
Okay, that's contesting athletics.
I'm so bad at athletics, please.
Meanwhile, Windchime is decent. Oh. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Okay, well, guess you win.
You just fucking, like, tackle her. Yeah, I was gonna say football tackler, but we have different versions of football, so that's out
Say
the
that?
window.
What?
Hold on, I can't hear what Lily was saying. What were you saying, Lily?
She's still slightly drunk.
She's still slightly red.
So you won this, Brian. Brian, go ahead and tell me what happens. Describe it to me.
So, Brian is just going to just straight up tackle Windchime, huge smile on her face. Edward, I've got her cornered. She can't move away, and I'm gonna just start tickling because I'm playing around.
No, not there, don't stop. Windchime will hit Brian. So, like, to make
Brian's still holding, just like, no, I've got the evil wizard. The wizard is trying to escape. Go faster. Cast
Dispel
faster.
Magic. I'm gonna poke her in the horn.
You see Nahiri jump up out of the tent at this point, and with your passive perception, Soren, even while you're trancing, you also hear commotion outside of your tent. But Nahiri, panicked, her hair frizzy and like all over the place as she is wide eyed staring around.
The hair is saving me.
You dispelled the magic, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her
Definitely.
go.
I was never possessed.
She still believes. You guys don't
Not anymore, I'm gonna say with a grin.
Yes, we definitely did a very good task today.
It was a joke. It was a prank, guys.
Uh, Brian's
Well.
just beaming from ear to ear.
Well, that kind of backfired, but I'm glad everybody had fun with it.
Oh my goodness. I'm never dressing up ever again.
Soren's gonna
It-
exit his tent looking very tired, his hair everywhere, and Freya's just sitting on top of his head. What's all the commotion? It's too early for this.
Oh, wind chime. We saved wind chime, everyone. And you missed it.
Yeah, she was definitely being possessed again. Absolutely nothing else happened.
Cool, I'm going back to bed then. He's gonna turn around and walk
Like,
back in.
the sun
like,
is-
doing a little wrist flick on his way in.
The sun is rising right now. Okay. Okay then. We'll see you in 30 minutes.
We've done a lot. Do you think we could sleep in? I mean, sleep's the wrong word, but you think we could take it easy? We just pulled off a heist.
I suppose so.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's better just to relax a little.
That's true. We did
Plus,
have...
I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we did have a very long day. We didn't really sleep the night before. Relaxing wouldn't be a bad idea. Especially after drinking. And if we are waiting for Animo, then that wouldn't be a bad idea altogether.
I do have a little bit of an alarming premonition that I would like to have sorted out a little bit.
Premonition.
I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to sit cross-legged on a rock nearby, and I will cast Sending to deal you.
Okay.
I'm going. So Sending already, signifies that the recipient will know that it is me casting Sending, right?
Yep.
Which is why it's so funny when Jester starts everything with, "It's me, Jester."
I'm going to ask, how are you, Dilyu? Are you safe? Are you safe in your current position? If not, reply for help. Yeah. Do I get a response?
No.
No?
Nope. Nothing. Just
Nothing.
sounds of the night
I forget. The
and
sending...
the racing thoughts in your head.
Sending, does the message... Is this message spoken out loud, or is it telepathically?
Telepathic.
Out loud.
Oh,
It's telepathic to the recipient, but you say it out loud. It has a verbal component.
deal you.
Yeah. You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature which you are familiar.
It's got a verbal component.
Yes.
So, I would say it's probably the message.
Deal you. You had a premonition about deal you.
Well, I saw him in a vision. There was a house. He stumbled out of it. It was on fire, and apparently there was a large man donned fully with armor and a sword who was after him. I'm not
Really?
sure if he's in danger or if this is a warning to come, but I feel like something might happen to him sometime soon if it hasn't happened already.
Do you know anything else about the surrounding area in that vision? I know you said a house, but was there any coasts? Was there any mountains?
DM,
Was
in the vision, would I recognize any of the landscapes from anything that would seem familiar? You know, like
No.
landmarks, trees, whatnot.
Just that it seemed to be on some sort of farmland.
What about the architecture of a house? Is it like specific to a certain region?
Dwindalian.
So it's dwindling. I'm going to respond. Well, I think, I saw the. Well, I'm certain that it was on a farmland, but the architecture of the house seems to be Dwendalian, which would imply he's somewhere residing within the Dwendalian Empire under hiding.
Dwendalian Empire. That's interesting. We're heading there ourselves. I wonder. No, it's. That's wishful thinking. Well, either way, I hope we come across him, and if we can help him, that'd be wonderful. Suppose we'll have to keep an eye out when we leave Nicodranas. Or
I
even
suppose so.
while we're in Nicodranas. That is where he was ordered to be returned to after all, so
It's true. What? Do you think we should do something about this? He's possibly in danger.
interesting question for the DM regarding regarding Edward's vision. And I think I know the outcome of it. Was Dilyu? Oh no, it must not have been. I was going to say, was he under the disguise? It must not have been because Edward was able to recognize it as Dilyu in his
Edward
vision.
was able to recognize his voice. He did not get to see him, but you didn't know that.
Ah, interesting. Well, in that case, I suppose I should be pretty straightforward and what happened the night before the trial. I helped him leave. I helped him flee.
Yeah, I noticed. He set off my alarm all the way back, and there's only really one person in this party who's good enough to disguise somebody the way he was disguised as.
Fair enough. I disguised him as someone with a darker blue skin with black hair. So, if it's possible, we're looking for someone who either looks like that or looks like Dilyu. You know, lighter blue skin with white hair. Almost like Animo.
Oh, drown magic. Um, I suppose so, but I feel like after a while that makeup would wash off, would it not?
Probably. And I imagine it probably has, but you can never be too
I would
sure, I
imagine he would take
suppose.
further precautions into concealing his identity or his location.
It was one of my best jobs I've done, I must say, but so I'm not entirely sure how well it held up, like long term, but I didn't even recognize him when I finished. Regardless, I suppose it's better to tell you now, so that way, if we come across him, we don't have any questions about it.
I think. Do you think we should make our way up there, or
Well,
Do you think we should keep ourselves alerted about it?
Keep ourselves alerted about it. We're heading towards Nicodranus now. That's going to be the earliest chance we have to encounter him. And we'll be staying there for a little bit at least. Otherwise, between Nicodranus and Oldfield would be the other leg of the journey that we'd be able to notice him if we pass by.
He hasn't responded to my message.
That can't be good.
I mean, I did specify that if he was in danger that he was to respond, and he didn't, so I'm not really sure how to take of it.
Either he isn't in danger and he's just following your word, in which case we have nothing to worry about. And if he is in danger, then he is unable to respond due to one scenario or another. In either case, there's not really much we can do at the moment. We can take it as... Go ahead.
No, go. This is a question for Emily, but it can wait.
I mean, if he's in immediate danger, then we'll see him soon enough, I hope. But otherwise, we have nothing really to go off of besides he's in the Dwendalian Empire, and that is a massive expanse of land.
Yes, do you think... I mean, I doubt we would be able to find him by searching. You're right, it is an expanse of land, and I doubt he'd show himself to us unless he was willing to allow us to find him. People in hiding generally are like that, for better or for worse. For now, For now, I suppose I can use my spare magic at the end of the day. Anything I have left remaining to check up on him. And at least have updates to see if he's safe.
I suppose so. It couldn't hurt.
So what's our plan for today, at least?
What was that?
What's our plan for today?
Well, I'm thinking we'll wait. We'll have breakfast here. We'll wait until around lunchtime. We'll have lunch. If Animal doesn't arrive by then we'll depart. Moonzik would know I guess anyone would know the area decently well. If we left by lunchtime, would we be to Port Zune before the day ended?
No.
No.
You have via horseback. You have at least another night, and then by the next evening.
Okay.
By horseback. Okay, hold on. Let me double check that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know at the very least we won't be able to make it to Port Zune by tomorrow, so I suppose leaving time's a little fluid, but even so, I think after lunch wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
So I had a question for Emily.
Yes.
Would Brian know of any rumors or shady dealings in her hometown? Would they be like kind of...
There's a lot of rumors
about
of shady dealings.
Any that would be specifically around some kind of state sanctioned slavery or other similar unsavoriness in regard to prisoners?
So what Brian knows is that like Nicodranus is a fairly calm city for its size. Um, it, but mostly it is the main city that connects the Dwendalian Empire and the Menagerie Coast. Meaning that in terms of ideology and um, in terms of ideology and even like architecture, there is this like clashing between the two different cultures.
It's a melting pot.
The in terms of rumors that you know regarding like the government bodies, the Marquis of Nicodranus is oft rumored to make deals, in particular with the Dwendalian Empire. As for how that relates to prisoners, you really don't have too much experience with it. You know that there's a lot of there's like a fair amount of Zalejo guards and whatnot around, but it's not terribly overbearing. Mostly Zalejo are stationed at the gates. Rarely do they ever no, they still patrol, but it's not like in mass. But I mean, other than that, Nicodranus is a fairly
Stable city.
stable city. Yeah. Um. Yeah.
So Brian doesn't know Dilyu. She's basically trying to figure out things, given that they mention Nicodranus. By context, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's gonna say, "How afraid was he, if of going to court over this?"
He was. Well, he became scared stiff at the even mention of anything related to it. Obviously, I don't really know the nature of what he was suffering through on the basis that he is not allowed to tell. Whoever was responsible for all of his duress itself had gone through some precautions as to make sure whatever they were doing was not to be revealed even through his own tongue.
That's spooky.
Very much so.
Doesn't sound like the Nicodranus I know.
Right.
The only...
Go ahead.
The only real thing that is rumored about is that there's a bit of a overly chummy relationship between them and the Empire. So it could be that he was meant to be sent away to the Empire, but
Possibly. I can't know for sure.
Wish I did know.
I wish I could help. And
Right.
being so afraid of my hometown is kind of weird. I kind of want you guys to love it. All my school friends are there.
I suppose. There is a difference between loving it and loving the image of it.
True.
And not only that, but also this is probably if what we think is correct, then it's probably a small group within the city. It could be dealing with the Myriad, and they're probably, you know, a bad group doesn't necessarily tarnish the entire doesn't tarnish the entire town itself, unless
I agree with
un-
that sentiment.
unless the government itself is corrupt. But that's another story entirely, and we've dealt with that.
Right. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's something that's always been kind of weighing on us heavily. I just hope he's doing okay, that's all.
Me too.
If we do see him
It is.
again, though, you'll be able to meet him.
Well, I hope
Alright.
well, I mean, best possible scenario is that we don't see him again and he remains in hiding till the end of his days.
I suppose
But
so.
seeing him implies that he requires intervention from us, which itself is a bad scenario.
I suppose so.
For the time being, I think we should take credence towards this premonition of potential disaster.
Everybody
Well,
stay on high alert then.
we're heading towards Nicodranus.
Well, as I've mentioned, if you see a sea elf with white hair, that would be him. Otherwise, someone with dark blue skin and black hair would also be our man, but that's a less likely scenario.
Well, let's take a look into it if we can while we're in.
Alright.
Nicodranus. Although I want you guys to meet my friends too.
Of course.
We will.
Have we received anything from II? I sent a letter a while back. And we've been out of contact so long.
You want, I can send something to her.
That's true.
No, I trust her. I'm just surprised is all.
Could always send something to Brom, but I feel like he wouldn't even know how to respond.
You keep talking about this guy. What did he do?
He
You all
He
seem
was
to.
a farmer and he was a father, and he
was.
had.
Why are you talking
Well,
about
he
him in the
is a
past
farmer.
tense?
My bad. He's a farmer and a father to 2 children, 2 boys, I believe. He stumbled across a rough patch in his life where he had lost. He risked to lose everything had he not taken affirmative action, the way he did joining our party.
Well, originally he didn't join our party out of even dire situations. Well, yes, dire situations. All of Flora Isles sank, but after that, you're right, he did join us. But he was very strong, and he somehow he taught himself how to swim back onto the ship. That was quite a feat I never thought I'd see anybody do.
Well, I suppose I can send him something too. Anything you want to say to him, anyone here?
Just to see how he's doing and check up on him and make sure he got the letter that I sent him.
Uh, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to cast sending again, naming Brom Larson this time. And I'm going to ask, hello, Brom. Uh, how are you and your kids? We were just checking up on you to see if everything was okay. Feel free to respond.
You have 3 more left.
I feel like the start
I-
of that should be "Don't panic."
Don't panic. Yeah, and then don't panic. I guess. Yeah, there it is.
Hello, Brom. Don't panic.
One word to spare.
Oh god, I have to count out words, don't I, to respond? As Brom,
Yeah.
or
Honestly, just do the
that's
best you can, and if it cuts you
Okay.
off, it cuts you off.
yeah, that's fair. He wouldn't think about that.
He wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Okay. Well, 25 words.
Or less. That's a game show, right?
Oh
think
god,
so.
the mage is talking in my head. Give me a second, kids. I have to figure out how to respond to this guy. Hello? Is this thing on?
That's about it. That's about it. Like, there was a couple of areas where it was a little where I couldn't quite tell, but like, yeah, that's about it.
That's
I love that. Alright.
Cue to Brom talking out loud.
In his own home. We're doing good. Got your message?
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Continues
gonna
on.
say, I'm not sure he understands. He's never been sent before. Should I send him again to clear up the confusion? This is my last sending for the day.
I leave that up to you.
Well,
We'll have chances to talk to him again.
I suppose, you know what? Might as well clear up the confusion. I'm gonna send him one more time, and I'm going to say, sorry for sudden message. You only have 25 words. As response. I can only do this few times a day. Pick words wisely.
I think you still have 5.
Yeah, I don't know what to say for the last
Okay,
one.
you just end it there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Alright.
And sending's such a fun spell.
It's my favorite. I love sending.
Got message. Doing good. Kids great. Farm is ranch now. See you guys soon. Special deal on horses?
Wouldn't be bad.
I'm gonna turn to Moonzik and the rest of the party. I'm gonna say, well, Brom is living his best life now. He turned his farm into a ranch. And, well, from what I gather, he invited us over and offered to sell his horses.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does he live again?
Yeah.
I forget. He's over by Palma Flora, isn't he?
No. Um,
Kale internally cringing.
It has been a long time.
He knows. He knows. Here, I'll pull up a map for you guys. This might help.
Maybe a little bit.
Regardless, silence passes. It is, the morning is in full swing. I know you guys were saying that you were going to hang around until lunchtime. This gives you more than enough time to, free time to do what you want to do. Maybe talk to your horses or go check on things in Firewatch.
Wait, it's free time. I'm gonna go talk to
probably the only
Fuyuhiko.
one that
No.
can talk to the horse. Oh, dang it. Free time? I didn't bring a gift. I don't know. What was under the list of things that these guys loved again?
Sentry Potpourri, mail cylinder, Mukuro Ikusaba's knife. I mean, what? Nothing.
Wash bucket?
Anyway.
Anyways,
I suppose, if anything, I should probably change back into Cheem if we're going to be traveling outside of Phelan for quite a while.
I think that would be the wise
at least
decision here.
At least within the Menagerie Coast. Once we get past Nicodranas, I probably won't have as much of a problem. And then you'll see him kind of stand up and brush himself off as he kind of like finds a wide space to do his thing, and then the wind will kind of swirl around him and ropes will flutter and he's Cheem Liem once again. Ugh. Now I have to do this hunch sort of thing.
I don't believe that would be good for your spine, but I guess it's to preserve your identity.
No, don't worry. I'll stretch up my back here and there, but yeah.
Do you mind if I got Santa Firewatch Island? Now that we've got a little bit more time, there's a couple of things I wanted to do over there. Talk to people.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, I'm out of sending for the day until I rest up. What do
We've
you
got the
all-
rose.
Well, we do have the rose, you're right. I did forget to bring that cheese. Bellwether was unavailable.
I'll see if I can't snag any cheese. I might have to tell him a story to get it, though.
Make sure to pick up some Swiss cheese. I still don't know why it's called Swiss, but darn if it's
what
good.
is a Swiss?
No idea, but still delicious. Moonzik will plant the rose and let Brine go through. Oh,
And anybody else who wants to.
what time should I open it back up for you?
Ooh, they might have fresh bread. Open it up for me at, check sun. When the sun's right over there.
Around dinner time.
And, I pointed close to the top of the sky.
Oh.
Around lunchtime.
You just
I'm
said you
going to-
pointed at the sky!
Yeah.
I'm going to bring. I'll bring back loaves, cheeses, and some fresher meat, so we can actually have a good lunch. Sound good?
Oh, that would sound delectable.
That sounds
Can you
great
get
to me.
mayonnaise out of the alchemy jug? We might need it for sandwiches.
Mayonnaise.
Starts dumping mayonnaise on the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour the mayonnaise into a jug. So in total, according to the alchemy jug chart for random fluids, you get 2 gallons of mayonnaise.
God.
Almost 8
It's
liters
so
of mayonnaise.
dumb. It's so
2
dumb. We have
gallons.
no idea why.
They give you way too much mayonnaise.
They give you so much.
Honestly, that would
It's
be
like-
fantastic if you owned a sandwich shop.
Like, genuinely, every restaurant should have an alchemy jug just so that they can make one of the mother sauces without having to make one of the mother sauces.
Yeah,
Alright.
you know what?
Well,
Chickens and Stardew
as-
Valley farmers out of business.
As the portal, as Moonzik goes up, it then plants the rose. This time, not even necessarily bothering with a pot, just kind of putting it in the ground.
Yeah.
The ground beneath you fractals, and it appears that several leaves and sticks kind of fall in, as those who want to jump in, jump in.
I am going to jump in and you know how the spire on like the west end of the island?
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a second. Okay?
Alright.
Anybody else jumping in? If you jump in, you have a chance to influence the look of the island. Wind chime.
Wind chime and
Oh.
Nahiri. Nahiri can be on an island!
They can go.
What? But Nahiri's a red and white color identity walker.
What the hell, man?
Blue's not going to do anything.
With that, we're going to go into a break.
Okay.
Please stay until after the outro.
Yes. All right, and with that, thank you all so much for watching part 1 of session 34. We will be back shortly for part 2. We'll see you then.
Don't forget.